They were giants, demigod-like, mighty warriors who etched a name for themselves in almost every ancient civilization. But they weren't natural humans. They were a hybrid race of human and angelic offspring. They were, as the Hebrew word means, a result of the fallen ones. This human race set the stage for mythological figures, comic superheroes, and even biblical history, with stories such as David and Goliath. If you're new to the actual faith community, I'm so glad that you came across this particular episode. Subscribe to this channel, tap the like button if you're enjoying the content, and click the notification bell. I release a new episode every weekend. This channel is committed to strengthening the faith of Christians while providing answers to the skeptic. Now let's talk more about the Nephilim. Now listen carefully to the account of the flood in Genesis chapter 6, beginning in verse 1. And it came to pass, when men began to multiply on the face of the earth, and daughters were born unto them, that the sons of God saw the daughters of men, that they were fair, and they took them wives of all which they chose. And the Lord said, My spirit shall not always strive with man, for that he also is flesh, yet his days shall be 120 years. There were giants in the earth in those days, and also after that, when the sons of God came in unto the daughters of men, and they bare children to them, the same became mighty men, which were of old, men of renown. The giants or Nephilim were born of the daughters of men and the sons of God. While some might conclude that they were merely the godly line of Seth, that is the Sethian view, as opposed to the ungodly line of Cain, the Bible refers to the sons of God as angelic beings. The book of Job consistently calls angelic beings the sons of God. Job 1:6 says, Now there was a day when the sons of God came to present themselves before the Lord, and Satan came also among them. Job 2:1 says, Again, there was a day when the sons of God came to present themselves before the Lord, and Satan came also among them to present himself before the Lord. And finally, in Job 38, the Lord speaks to Job and asks him, essentially, where were you when I created the foundation of the world? And he says, when the morning stars sang together, and all the sons of God shouted for joy. These particular sons of God left their intended habitation and rebelled. Therefore, they are bound until the day of judgment. Take a look at Jude. And the angels which kept not their first estate, but left their own habitation, he hath reserved in everlasting chains under darkness unto the judgment of the great day, even as Sodom and Gomorrah and the cities about them in like manner, giving themselves over to fornication and going after strange flesh, are set forth for an example, suffering the vengeance of eternal fire. Peter affirms the sin of these sons of God, or fallen angelic beings, who are cast into the underworld, that is hell. They are no longer indulging in their lust. Instead, they are awaiting their final destination. For if God spared not the angels that sinned, but cast them down to hell, and delivered them into chains of darkness to be reserved unto judgment. In their natural habitation in the third heavens with God, there is no marriage or sexual activity. Jesus taught about this, but this doesn't necessarily imply that angelic beings cannot have sexual relations, but that there is no purpose in doing so. They followed after their unnatural affections and lust and infected the human race. And they did this on purpose to prevent the prophesied Messiah from being born, as prophesied in Genesis 3:15. And I will put enmity between thee and the woman, and between thy seed and her seed. It shall bruise thy head, and thou shalt bruise his heel. Therefore, descendants of the Nephilim were scattered all throughout Canaan, including the Amorites, the Emims, the Zuzims, the Rephaims, the Anakims, and the Philistines. They were already in the promised land when Moses sent spies to survey the territory. In Numbers 13, it says, "And there we saw the giants, the sons of Anak, which come of the giants, and we were in our own sight as grasshoppers, and so we were in their sight." It was this hybrid race that the Israelites were terrified of. They were commanded to destroy that very seed, from the conquest of Joshua all the way through their kingdom reign. Were the Nephilim ever totally eradicated? Are traces of their genetics still present today? Were they responsible for maybe constructing some of the greatest wonders of this world? I will leave those answers up to you. While not all good Bible scholars and teachers are in agreement with this viewpoint, it continues to be a topic of great interest. Regardless of your interpretations of these mysterious creatures, we should be humble and remain teachable. Don't make this a point of contention. Study for yourself. Share your thoughts in the comments below. I'll enjoy reading them.